Bureaucratic Supremacy, the new globalist attack on Canada. Welcome to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. This next article comes from writer and researcher Jane Scharf. So let's start here with the public health attempt, stopped by the truckers. The first attempt to take over Canada was through the public health system. Under the guise of emergency powers, governments tried to suspend civil liberties, force DNA-altering vaccines, and even crush economic independence. That effort collapsed in 2022 when the truckers' convoy peacefully stood their ground and millions of Canadians rallied behind them. The convoy proved the people would not accept medical tyranny as the new normal. The court's attempt, stopped by Parliament and the Supreme Court. The second strategy has been running since 1982, which is an effort to transfer the authority of Parliament to the courts. Parliament is elected. It is the people's voice. The courts are unelected and, at the top, heavily influenced by executive branch. For decades, activists and insiders have tried to make the Supreme Court the ultimate ruler of Canada. But this plan has also failed. Several MPs refusing to toe the line stood up to affirm that Parliament, not the courts, is the supreme authority. And in Attorney General versus Power 2024, the Supreme Court itself reiterated that Parliament is supreme. If the courts ever became the final authority, the court warned it would have a chilling effect on democracy, end quote. That was the end of that route. The new plan, Bureaucratic Supremacy. With both attempts stopped, the new strategy is clear. Hand power to bureaucrats with unfettered discretion. Unlike Parliament, bureaucrats are unelected. Unlike judges, they are shielded from public scrutiny. And when the decisions are backed by policies that bar review for fairness or reasonableness, they become instruments of totalitarian control. The Universal Ostrich Farm case is obviously proof. The CFIA came onto the farm without a warrant. They issued an order to slaughter the entire herd, even though most birds had survived an outbreak months earlier and developed immunity. For over 6 months, no further disease has been present, yet CFIA refuses to test the flock. The policy they rely on gives them absolute discretion. The courts have ruled they cannot review the fairness or reasonableness of the CFIA's decisions. This is not animal health. This is bureaucratic supremacy. What should have happened? Well, if due process and property rights were respected, the following would have been guaranteed. A notice and warrant by the CFIA should have been obtained lawfully, with authority, before entering private property. Opportunity to be heard. The farm should have been entitled to present evidence, including immunity, of surviving birds, before an impartial tribunal. A fair review. Any order should be subject to review for fairness and reasonableness, not hidden behind policy shields. Protection of property rights. Section 1A of the Canadian Bill of Rights guarantees the enjoyment of property and the right not to be deprived thereof except by due process of law. Arbitrary destruction of a herd without testing is a direct violation. The lawyer's failure. The farm's current legal strategy is dangerously narrow. Lawyers have avoided due process and property right arguments, instead dancing around the policy itself. But a policy cannot be challenged without addressing its fundamental illegality. Pretending otherwise leaves the farm and all Canadians defenseless. The warning for Canadians: if this case goes down without a direct challenge to bureaucratic supremacy, every Canadian loses. Property rights, due process, and fair hearings will be reduced to empty words. Bureaucrats will decide your fate, shielded from review, answerable to no one. This is the real road to totalitarian government, not through Parliament, not through the courts, but through the unchecked power of faceless administrators. The bottom line, if we do not stop this now, what's happening to the ostrich farm will happen to farmers, families, and businesses across this great country. This is the test case, and it is the moment for Canadians to wake up. Thanks for watching Wake Up Canada News. Please like, share, and follow us on any of your favorite socials, including Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X, BitChute, and our website at wakeupcanadanews.com. Till next time, remember you're the voice, and it's time to make it count. I'm Brad Wilder. I'll see you again soon.